in 8.5 years, I've done hundreds of press conferences, press interviews. I've never been particularly nervous. Didn't sleep very well last night. Made a bunch of calls this morning, and I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous this afternoon. This morning, I notified Governor Eric Holcomb of my resignation as Marion County Prosecutor. It has absolutely been the privilege of my professional life to serve as prosecutor. Ending my term prior to the completion of this third term was understandably a very difficult decision. Excuse me. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2015, and like a lot of men who have prostate cancer, what you hear from the medical professionals is that you're never going to be cured, but there are various ways to manage that disease. And that is what's happened up until now and actually continues to be. My treatment has changed just in the last just in the last month actually, as a result of some developments over the last 2 to 3 months. I am still upbeat about my treatment and my health going forward, but kind of where I am with that treatment and for a number of considerations, it's been necessary that I scale back my professional commitments and focus on my health and family. I have too many people to thank, way too many people to thank, but I'm going to thank a few. First and foremost, my family, and I'll get back to them in a minute. Probably most importantly, beyond my family, the current past staff of this office. 400 women and men who come in every day and do their job. I thank Mayor Hogsett, Chief Brian Roach, Sheriff Kerry Forrestall, and immediate past Sheriff John Layton, Marion County judges, whose cooperation and support of problem-solving courts and diversion programs has assisted us in diverting any number of individuals out of the criminal justice system and hopefully into a productive life. Bob Hill, Marion County Chief Public Defender, Congressman Andre Carson, City County Council President Bob Bosley, Vice President Zach Adamson, and council members of both parties. My fellow county elected officials, several state legislators who we have worked with on changes to state law that matter to Marion County residents. And yes, I even have thanks for members of the press and media who have treated us well in 8.5 years and even on occasion traveled along with us to trials in Fort Wayne and South Bend. Russ McQuaid, Rafael Sanchez, Rich Van Wyck, Derek Thomas, Jack Reinhardt camped out for those trials, Officer Bassard and then the Richmond Hill explosion cases. And finally, my thanks and gratitude goes to the Marion County voters whose support, continued trust in our administration has been exceedingly gratifying. I am indeed proud of our many accomplishments in the 8.5 years. What you may not know is that this office disposes of approximately 30,000 criminal cases every single year. Our child support division has almost 50,000 open child support files. If you extrapolate out the numbers from that in terms of the number of individuals who are involved in any given criminal case and in child support matters, what goes on in this office impacts hundreds of thousands of people in central Indiana every year. We took office promising to restore integrity to the office, and one of the first things that was necessary to do in order to restore integrity was to refile the criminal charges alcohol charges against Officer David Bassar. We kept that promise to restore integrity to the office, including going forward with a very difficult prosecution of Officer Bassar. You're all aware of the Richmond Hill trials, which have been described by many of you as the most complicated trial in the history of Marion County, trying that case in Fort Wayne and South Bend. Prosecution of David Carrico, the deputy sheriff, assaulted an African-American arrestee at the Arrestee Processing Center, a case that I personally tried in order to make a statement that we would hold law enforcement officers accountable for breaking the public's trust, and convicted Officer Carrico, Deputy Carrico, of those charges. We restored the ability of the office to prosecute white-collar crime, holding everyone accountable, not just those individuals who committed a burglary or robbery, but those who scam their friends and vulnerable individuals for their own greed. In child support area, we completely changed paradigm from the past and made our approach in collecting child support a non-adversarial one, where we look to work on a collaborative basis with custodial parents and non-custodial parents to have them involved in the lives of their child. Never once in 8.5 years have you heard me say, deadbeat dad. We expanded our crime prevention programming to address issues like cyber safety, teen dating violence, burglary prevention, and members of our community prosecution division are out every single week presenting these programs to the public around our county, to churches, to neighborhood associations. We established a strategic prosecution unit designed to work smarter, more strategically, to identify those individuals who are driving violent crime here in our neighborhoods. We being Annie Kern, started a Community Justice Academy, our first year in office, 2011, where we present programming over the month of October to empower hundreds of our community members each year with the knowledge that would make them more aware of what goes on in the criminal justice system and a more knowledgeable citizen and voter. And I'm particularly proud of our legacy of advocacy for issues that we considered important here in our office. As you're aware, we have been at the forefront of advocating for a hate crimes bill here in the state of Indiana. And while a bill was passed this last session, we are not convinced that that is sufficient. There's more work to do, and I assure you this office will continue to advocate for a comprehensive hate crime bill in the state of Indiana. We have advocated for sensible gun regulation, for sensible law regulation relating to the purchase and ownership, possession of lethal firearms here in the state of Indiana. And we're particularly proud of our work in providing second chances for those who have been involved in the criminal justice system in the past but have taken steps to remove themselves from that criminal lifestyle. The second chance law in Indiana was passed in 2013. Not only did I testify in support of that bill, we helped write the bill. We have continued to work. We have been nationally recognized for our leadership in the area of second chance and helping to remove the stigma of an individual's prior conviction or arrest where that individual has met our expectation to not reoffend. And we are now approaching 15,000 petitions in Marion County that have been processed through our office to give individuals that second chance to let them be productive members of our community. And lastly, it's just any number of little things that the public never sees that I wish they could in our office. Walking down the halls and hearing our deputy prosecutors talk about evidence issues or instruction issues. I have worked at essentially every level of the practice of law here in Marion County, both state and federal level. I worked at a traditional firm. I have had a solo practice. I've been a deputy prosecutor and now the elected prosecutor. Someone say I can't hold the job. But I assure you, and I am not exaggerating one bit, I am certain that we have absolutely the best trial lawyers in the state of Indiana. Seeing the passion and commitment of the women and men of this office every single day, and just knowing that everyone here understands that we have exceedingly serious responsibilities, but no one, absolutely no one, needs to wear it on their sleeves. It's just an unspoken understanding. And witnessing the grace of dignity, Joe and Spencer Moore, Lynn Wren, Jamie Bradway, Stacy Allen, after the murder of their police officer level. This is the process going forward. By statute, Chief Deputy Ramirez will assume the interim position of prosecutor for the next 30 days. Ryan is uniquely qualified to hold the position. 12 years of experience as a deputy prosecutor, nearly 5 years as chief deputy in our office. Ryan grew up in the city of Indianapolis. He is responsible for much of the progress we've made in how we address violent crime and increasing community focus. He is an accomplished, exceedingly accomplished trial attorney with more than 100 jury and bench trials. And likewise, he's a leader in providing opportunities in how we address, in providing opportunities to divert individuals out of the criminal justice system when appropriate and offering those individuals a second chance. A caucus will be held within 30 days to fill the term through December 31, 2022. All Marion County Precinct Committee persons from the Democratic Party will vote in that election. In leaving the office, stepping down from this position, I am confident the office is in capable hands. Not just Ryan, but all 400 conscientious, talented women and men who do the work of this office every single day. Well, you may know this is my third term as the elected prosecutor. Many probably do not know that this is also my third tour through the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. I served previously for about 3 years as a deputy prosecutor under Stephen Goldsmith. I also served for about 3 years as a deputy prosecutor under Jeff Modison. When I returned to the office from a traditional law firm to work in Jeff Modison's office, I took a substantial pay cut to do so. Many people, including a few people in this room, thought I was crazy for doing that. But I had the opportunity to work as a deputy prosecutor under those two former prosecutors. And I realized, as I've been here, and I realized early on, that there's probably many in this office because kind of as necessity, there's a lot of young people in this office. There's not a lot of people, probably the vast majority of staff members of the office don't even know who Steve Goldsmith is, who Jeff Modison is. And I think that helped give me a perspective. And I feel I've kept that perspective that I'm just passing through. That the institution of this office is what is important. But make no mistake, it's killing me to have to step down at this time. I love this office. I love this job. However, my daughter Melissa, Scott, Evie and Sawyer, my wife Ann, Josh, Mimi, Grace, my brother Jay, my brother Jim, our collective family mean the world to me. And I owe it to them and to myself to focus on my health at this point in time. And so at this point, I'll rely upon my family, my faith, my friends, and the world-class medical treatment at the IU Simon Cancer Center to address my health going forward. And with all that going for me, I am completely upbeat about where life leads from here. I appreciate everyone's understanding in making this difficult decision. Thanks.
Amen.